This morning's crash, and one that happened Sunday morning in which 2 people died, had one thing in common.
Both happened on a stretch of the interstate that doesn't have cable barriers in the median. And News Channel 15's Holly Campbell joins us now with why there aren't any barriers and when we can expect some changes. Holly.
Well, there are a lot of things going into deciding where to put the barriers first. It involves looking at crash history and daily travel. But in the next few years, expect big changes along the interstate.
Roughly 40 miles of cable barrier system runs along I-69 from the Michigan state line to the end of the district, about a little bit south of Gas City.
The entire length of the district is 102 miles. Cement medians run through cities along the way like Fort Wayne. In more rural areas, you'll see cable barriers like this. But in the areas where the 2 crashes happened this week, there weren't any barriers at all.
Engineers look at things like past data, crash history, average daily travel, things like that to prioritize the areas that need it the most for safety concerns.
This is how they work. When a vehicle hits the cables, they absorb some of the shock, unlike a cement wall. And most importantly, they keep the car from going right into oncoming traffic. NDOT spokesperson Nicole Thomas says there are plans to build more along the interstate, including the areas where the crashes were this week. In fact, this year, 17 miles of cable barrier will be added to I-69.
By the end of 2018, the entire stretch of I-69 from the Michigan state line all the way down to south of Gas City will include cable barrier in the median.
It's a safety precaution, but Thomas says it doesn't always prevent serious injury or even death. She says safety starts from behind the wheel.
We really need them to pay attention so that they don't need cable barrier to stop them from, a crash.
Just a note, 10 years ago, there were no cable barriers in the state. To see where the 17 miles of barriers will be built this year, head to Wayne.com. Holly Campbell, News Channel 15.